that
No, ma'am.
no?
I I told you, na ma'am. It's my sister's wedding, so
Hmm.
busy in that preparation.
Okay, no problem. You tell me, what do you know about cloud computing? Did you attend any class? Hello, Shireen.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Have you attended any class?
Hello.
Can you summarize the idea of cloud computing?
I need to repair, ma'am. I didn't prepare it.
Okay. Normally, you tell me, what is cloud? Is it the one which we see in the sky, that from where we get the rain, or is it something else? Okay, then directly we will dive into the benefits without knowing what is it. If you can just tell me something, I can add up to it. Okay, Manisha, tell me, what is a cloud? Manisha,
Yes, ma'am.
tell me, what do you know about cloud?
I don't know exact definition, ma'am.
I don't want exact definition. I want what is your idea about it. What do you think it is? In your own words, you can say.
Large people can use one platform with a low cost and maintenance, easy access.
Hmm. What is easy access?
We can store our information. We can easily get, and many people can use from any location for the information we are storing at any location from anywhere. We can easily access it.
Hmm.
Low cost
Hmm.
for maintaining any infrastructure. No
Mm-hmm.
need to maintain infrastructure for that.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Security will be. I have doubt in security, man. But
Security is high or low?
I have doubt in that, man. Will be security good or not? I not clear in that.
Mm-hmm. Security is quite good now.
Okay, man.
There are some concerns regarding security. However, they have been addressed very well by the cloud providers, and now it is very secure to have your data on the cloud.
Okay.
Okay.
Next,
Let-
utility service. It provides utility service.
Mhm. What do you mean by utility?
We are using service of another people, like not our. We are not buying any infrastructure for that. We are using their services by paying some amount.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Very good. You have some idea. Let
okay.
us dive into the benefits of cloud, which is the topic to be discussed. So, benefits of cloud first is reduced operational cost. Reduced operational cost because you don't have to maintain it, and the whole responsibility of cloud maintenance means its operation lies on cloud pro service provider. And reduced system management responsibility, you don't have to manage the infrastructure, IT infrastructure in your at your end. The entire responsibility is on again cloud service provider. Use basis payment facility means if you want to use a CPU for 1 hour, you can. It's like renting. You can rent, take CPU on rent, and you can use it and you can pay as per the cost. Unlimited computing power and storage, uh, because you have the cloud is very vast. Cloud is too vast. It has so many servers. You can say that it's almost unlimited memory and storage and compute power. So then you don't have to worry about your needs. If your needs scale up, you can request for more resource allocation. And if they are scaled down, then you can request to uh, remove, take back the allotted resources. And then you have to pay only for those resources that you are using presently. Quality of service. Quality of service is pretty good because the cloud server provider has to ensure it is the responsibility of the vendor of the cloud to provide a good quality. For instance, uh, you have to upload and download 1 GB file. So, what is your expectation? You wish that it quickly, uh, in a fraction of second, your file should be uploaded or should be downloaded. You don't want no, okay, that is actually the internet. It this cloud because it is built on top of internet, so internet speed also matters. What example I have given is related to speed of the internet. However, uh, if you want your program to be executed quickly, you don't want to wait. So what happens? You expect some service, and based on the pay, the quality of service is ensured. If you are okay with 10 minutes for execution, you pay only under that plan, and your program will get executed in 10 minutes only because it is ensured by the vendor. Reliability, there are chances that server fails, CPUs fail, any IT device can fail. And then again, this reliability is provided by the vendor or the cloud service provider. uh, they take backup, and in case if something is lost, they recover. So you can it's reliable to store on the cloud. So subscribers, a cloud subscriber, like you have a mobile subscriber, you have a broadband subscriber, you have cloud subscribe. So subscriber need not worry about the reliability because it is being taken care by the vendor. Continuous availability, cloud service provider ensure that their cloud runs for 24 by 7. Always there are people working during day, during night. So it is operational for the whole day, for whole week. So it is 24 hours and 7 days, 24 by 7 available. And statistics shows that um, cloud don't go down 99.9% of the time. Location independence, convenience of access. If you store anything on cloud, you can access it on any device at any location. High resilience. This first try to understand the meaning of resiliency. It is the ability to reduce the magnitude of period of disruptions. What do you mean by disruptions? Um, for instance, during lockdown, so many services were not operational, and then for how many months or how many days they were not operational. That is the resiliency, that the period. So I think for 2 months it was total closed. Everything was totally closed. Later on, essential goods were started to open. So that is high resilience means what? They are available always. If you don't have any disruption, if it is not being closed, if they are available, so then you can say that it is high resiliency is. So cloud exhibits high resiliency. Quick deployment, because everything is set up. If you buy a new laptop, then you have to install a software, and sometimes during installation process you may get stuck up. Some things may not work properly, and then you have to find the solution. It takes time for a product to be operational, to go operational, to start working. However, in cloud it's quick because everything is there ready. Just you put it and it starts giving you the service, whatever you wish. Automatic software updates, uh, because cloud vendors update their software and hardware um, periodically. So you don't have to bother about that, and cloud itself provide automatic software updates. No license procurement, you don't have to buy any license. This is all being done by the vendors. You as a subscriber just use it and pay it. You don't take any license, you don't bother about maintenance, you don't bother about updates. Safety against disaster is another benefit, because if you put everything in your laptop, and there can be a natural disaster, there can be a technical failure. Technical failure means, for instance, your hard drive will stop functioning at all, and then there is no way to recover the data. And you just imagine how difficult it is to get back your data. Sometimes we lose it forever. Uh, on the contrary, cloud vendors ensure that uh, in the face of technical failure or natural disaster, your data is preserved. Sometimes if flood comes, or if earthquake comes, even then there are, due to natural disasters also, fire, there are chances of losing of the data. So cloud ensures that it is everything is safe and secure. Environment friendly. It is environment friendly because you have cloud computing is promoting green computing. Why it is promoting green computing? Because you have large data centers at which you have all these IT devices placed, and then other people, they are not bothered about maintenance and electricity and power supply and AC and other aspects. So then you are just at one place only you have all that maintenance. So e-waste will be less, and other harmful products to the ecosystem, to the environment, will be less if it is only at one place. Only that place will be affected, not all the places. So cloud computing is very eco-friendly. You can look at here. These are the um advantages of cloud computing. When wherever you have prawns, there might be some cons associated. So there are some challenges as well in the cloud. So what are they? Essentially, limited portability between cloud provider um, was was a big challenge. Nevertheless, it has been resolved to a great extent due to the standards. So apparently, what happens is there are two service providers. Each has their own proprietary standards. They have their own custom designed protocols and procedures. If you are at one cloud provider, and then if you wish to switch to another, then you may have to face problem because their standards, their operating procedures, and their protocols may differ with this one when you compare to first one. mm, like uh, suppose if you you are studying your graduation, and you have done first year in your college, in a college at your location, and later you decide to move, to relocate to another city or another place, and there you want to get admission into second year. What may be the problems? What are the challenges? Challenges are the degree might be same. BSc computer science, BSc computer science. However, what happens is here the syllabus might be different from the one which you are intending to join at second year. You studied something else and in your first year, and then you are willing to take admission into second year in another college which has got different first year subjects, and then there is no compatibility. Then there will be a problem. So the same problem, once it what happened is, from Kakatiya University BCA student want to shift to Usmania University BCA. He studied first year there. Now he would like to continue second year here. So then that is differences exist. Most of the differences have been resolved now due to this standards, cloud standards. There are various efforts on in this regard. An interoperability problem is also the same. If you have two products installed on two different cloud vendors. For instance, if you have one client from US, he prefers to he actually he specify that he would like his data to be stored in one particular cloud, and there is another client, say from China. He is also your client and he wants you to store his data in some other cloud. And you want these two applications to interoperate. What happens if you are storing on two different clouds? Since they both have different standards, they both cannot interoperate. These two apps may not be able to interoperate. That's also a major problem. However, there is a um, resolution to it due to the advent of some cloud standards, and this is also um, resolved to a great extent. We come to now data security. Data security is a challenge. Why it is a challenge? It is because your confidential data sometimes you may wish to store in the cloud. You want it to be very private and you want it to be secured, and cloud is something which is public. Anyone can access. A cloud can be accessed by any subscriber. Suppose if I take subscription, I can access. You take, you can access. So like that, some hackers can also take subscription and they try to invade in your data. That possibility exists, but a lot of research has been done and is underway that ensures that uh, the data which you are storing is secured and it is not accessed by anybody other than the authenticated and authorized user. Reduced control over governance is another challenge. If you try to observe, what happens is governance is a major challenge. Though it is cloud or it is uh, normal, our governance in the form of government or in administration, in college, university, everywhere governance is very difficult. So then on cloud also it's the same. It's not the only problem in cloud, and it is everywhere like that. Cloud also suffers from this cloud governance problem in a way that there is a very less control of subscriber over the governance, in the sense that you can't um, specify certain things. You can't control certain things which you are intending to do. You can't do that because it is their you know rules, their protocols, their standards, and their framework. They have a particular framework under which they operate, they govern. If you say something which is conflicting to their framework, they won't accept. So a subscriber has very reduced control over the governance. Multi-regional compliance and legal issues also exist because uh, some earlier your data would store in a server somewhere in US, for instance, and then their rules are different, their legal policies are different, and here they are different. If suppose any security breach happens or anything which is not legal happens, so there treat, they may treat it differently. Here in our country we may treat it differently. Then that sort of multi-regional compliance and legal issues arises because it's not something which can be made available to you right into the city. You cannot have one cloud in Hyderabad, one cloud in Secunderabad, one cloud in somewhere else like another district, Warangal. So it's not like that. It's not region based. So such multi-regional legal issues concerns are raised and happens. Bandwidth cost, um, because cloud subscribers have to have internet connection. Cloud is built on internet. It means on internet in the sense that through internet only you can access cloud. Without internet you cannot access cloud. So this this forces the subscriber to take even broadband connection. You should have a good network bandwidth. Without good network bandwidth you cannot access uh, cloud services properly. If there is a break or disruption in the network, in your internet, then you cannot properly access it. So that's also a challenge. How cloud computing addresses business challenges. Um, Cloud computing, there are some forums, there are some standard bodies, there are some organizations who have come together, and they are working tirelessly on creating some standard frameworks under which everything is um, you know um, made available to the subscriber, so that subscriber don't face those challenges. There might be some ethical issues in cloud computing. Um, for instance, sometimes what happens is, if there is a lack of trust between the cloud vendor and the subscriber, then also uh, if some unethical thing happens, then vendor will be blamed for for encouraging such unethical things. So that sort of thing also exists in cloud, but mostly that does not happen. Rarely you will see such ethical issues. Okay, this table lists out the solutions to the business challenges. Budget. What is the solution to provided by cloud? It provides flexibility because you don't have to invest a lot of budget in the procurement of the things. So you can start your enterprise or startup with a very low initial investment. And business, for business, what solution cloud computing provides is, it reduces the time in the development of the product, and thus product can be released quickly and earlier than expected. And mobility, because what happens is, sometimes people move from one city to another, one location to another location, and then they can't carry their server. If there is no cloud, they have to carry the server, but it's very cumbersome task. So if they use cloud, they can access it from any city, from anywhere rather. And flexibility is also provided by cloud, because you can you can scale up or scale down. Scale up means what? Add the resources. The scale down means what? Cut off the resources. You can scale up or you can scale down the resources as per your needs, and it is very quick. You don't have to wait for days together. In ours, not even in ours, in a very less time, within an hour or within 2 hours, it will be done. If you specify, your specification will be changed. Scope of growth is more if you utilize cloud, as it supports multiple advantages, um, multiple benefits you reap if you use cloud. It is very quick, low investment, very flexible, and very reliable, high resilient. These all the things are there, and because it is the scalable, elasticity. Did you see the any elastic thing? If you use elastic, you can expand it, and then if you release it, it shrinks automatically. So you can expand it and you can shrink it. So you can scale up and you can scale down. This is known as elastic property of cloud. Elasticity. Elasticity is a very important property of cloud that enables for quick scale up and scale down feature, and it is available 24 by 7, and it maintains a recovery, backup, and disaster management. So you don't have to worry about whether your data is lost or not, because your data will not be lost. They ensure that they back up your data, and once the primary source goes down, the secondary source will come up and serve you. Even if secondary goes down, there might be a ternary um, resource available for you with your data. That much flexibility and convenience is given by the cloud vendors. Okay. So one thing you try to remember that although the cloud is a very vast collection of networks of computers, very vast. I'll show you the data center. It's very vast. It's very huge. You have enormous uh, computing power, storage power in a cloud. However, it is treated as one single unit. It is not separated as system one of cloud one. You don't say like that. You say I am on cloud one. Don't say you are on system one of cloud one. So you treat it as a single unit, single entity. Role of web service. Role of web service. Web services are very quite useful because you can use them on the internet. Web service is like you wish to carry out some task, and you wish to utilize that service to perform that task on the web. So that is a web service. The name indicate that you are using one service available on the web. So what is the role of web service in cloud? It's very significant role in cloud, because look at here. It is like here this is a single unit. Cloud, although it has several components involved inside it, to outside user it is one single cloud. Just remember that it is a single entity. Okay, so how web service? What happens is, okay, two important web services are SOAP and REST. Please remember, these are important. These are the two standards for implementing a web service. SOAP means Simple Access Object Protocol. REST means Representational State Transfer. RE means Representational. ST means State Transfer. And SOAP means Simple Access Object Protocol. Simple.
Hello,
Okay.
ma'am.
This should be Simple Object Access Protocol. This is a printing mistake. Yes, yes.
Are you sharing your screen, ma'am? I'm not getting any screen.
Oh God. Yeah, I forgot to share the screen, and from that time I am explaining. Sorry, students. Please remind me in the beginning. I don't mind if you remind me. Sometimes it happens. Uh, any one of you, if you don't want to unmute, in the chat you can, or in the WhatsApp you can send me. Somehow you please inform me that I'm not sharing the screen. It's already half an hour. Anyway, thank you, Manisha. Again, I will show you some of the things. We started here. We started at this benefits. We have gone through all this. Here you don't have any figure. Here you have just side headings and then the matter. So I explained you all these, and then here you will find one trivial figure. This is very trivial. Just they have put cloud computing in the center and all the benefits as its leaves. So actually, it is in the form of a sunflower. Those are the advantages and challenges. These are the challenges. This is also all of text. Please remember the points, and then you can write in your own words as well. And then this all um, text only. But one figure I would like to show. This figure, please remember this. This figure is very important because you form a image of cloud in this manner. We will have a mental picture of many things. So you please create a mental picture of cloud in this manner. So this is a cloud. Inside the cloud, you will find several and several components. Essentially, this all these components together make your cloud one huge entity. It has several components, and this can be accessed by laptop, desktop, tab, mobile, smartphone. You can access this with any device and anywhere. So what do you see here? Cloud is nothing but huge collection of network of devices. This is a very huge collection. Okay, web services. I have started this here. So here this is simple object access protocol, and SO, simple object access protocol, and REST, representational state transfer. Okay, these are the two standards for creating web services. SOAP uses XML. What is XML? Extensible Markup Language. You might have studied. So XML is the primary language in which SOAP web service is implemented. Um, and it uses HTTP for message passing among various applications. And it follows one protocol which is known as WSDL. So SOAP was developed by Microsoft. Uh, if you know RPC, remote procedure call, and if you know DCOM, distributed component object model, or CORBA, common object request broker architecture, these are all concepts of distributed computing. They enable users to have client and server located on different places at different locations. So SOAP is um, you know a technique to have distributed applications. Distributed application means what? Distributed students. Whenever uh, whenever you get a new jargon, new term, new phrase, first try to understand it from its literal meaning. Every word will have a meaning, literal meaning. So try to understand that with the literal meaning, and then you just relate that to the technical subject in which it has been used or prevalent. So a distributed system means uh, you have your server, client, and different aspects of the application at several places means distributed. You have distributed them. You say distribute something. Distribute means what? Giving to different people. So if you have client at Hyderabad, server at Delhi, or Bangalore. So what is that? It is like they are not physically located at one place. They are distributed across geographical area that is distributed. So this SOAP is a web service that supports distributed application. You can have a client and you can have a server at some location, at some other location, and through HTTP message passing, a client can send the message to the server. Server will implement the request, whatever client is asking for, and then server will give the response back to the client, and client will get it as again HTTP response. So this is the whole procedure is has been made so transparent for the users that user will not realize we never knew where are the servers. We access so many servers, but we never knew about their locations. Why? Because it is very transparent. There are systems, software systems built that provide this transparency for the user, for the ease of use, and for convenience, and for better understandability. So you don't have, all these things known to you because you are doing all the steps. You are not doing anything. You are just sending it. It will be sent by the concerned application. It will be received by the server. There at server, that service will be running. That service, what that service will do, that service will execute, and then that service will produce or generate some result and send it back. You get it. So that is very essential in understanding cloud computing. The prerequisite to understand cloud computing is distributed system. Once you understand how a distributed system operates, then for you it is very easy to understand how cloud computing works, because it's all about uh, having several components located at several different places and providing ease and convenience to the users. So SOAP is also, so please remember RPC, DCOM, and CORBA. These are distributed applications, distributed technologies. And SOAP is a standard for developing web service. Web service is also distributed in nature. However, SOAP is developed, uses XML for message formats and for, you know, mm, say, creating a message. So every message will have some format. Like when you write a email, you should have to fill the fields that are provided to email address. You have to give subject. You have to give, and then body also will be there. There may be some attachments. So out of this, the email system will create a message and will transfer it. Likewise, SOAP also does uses XML to create a message and send it over HTTP, and SOAP uses WSDL format. WSDL, there may be like email format is there, um, to subject, body, attachments. Likewise, you will have a format for SOAP described in services description language, WSDL, and all the files ends with .wsdl extension. And REST is another standard for web services. Yeah, most of the time, you may get a question like compare and contrast rest and soap, or you may get describe both. So if you have to compare them, rest is simpler than soap, and soap is complex because it requires XML structure creation for passing of the message, and rest provides a lightweight or alternative. It does not use XML for that, and it relies on global identifiers to locate the resources, and then um, global identifiers to locate the resource, in the sense that every like we all have our names, um, within the college we have our IDs that uniquely identify each one of us. Likewise, you have IP addresses, which uniquely identify a system on the internet. If your system is connected to the internet, it is uniquely identified by its IP address. No two machines will have same IP address. So that way, there are some global identifiers, and REST uses them. Okay, and okay. Besides, okay, REST, although REST does not directly use XML for message creation and message formatting and all. It, however, can use it for different other purposes. It can use XML. It can use JSON. JSON is JavaScript Object Notation. Please try to remember JSON also. It is very important standard nowadays. In Jupyter, we write programs, no? Jupyter Notebook. Last time, I showed you one or two programs, I think, in on Jupyter Notebook. So that also is in a JSON format, a JavaScript object notation, or it can make use of plain text as well. Okay. So REST. One more point is that REST um, is architecture style for network applications. Network applications will have an architecture because your client and server are segregated, and servers can also be compute servers and data servers that can also be segregated. So there will be some architecture. If you um, just recall three tier architecture or two tier architecture, that's the way in which client server applications are developed. Entire architecture. So REST is also a architecture style like entire, two tier. Okay, differences have been summarized in this table. So I think most of the differences I have covered. Please go through. If you find it difficult or don't understand or anything, you can please let me know. Role of API. What is API? Can you tell me what is API? At least in chat window you should respond. If you don't respond, it becomes difficult. And your response is okay. Is there any response? Application. Very good. Very good. It is application program. Give me one example as well. Anyone can give me an example of API. Unless you challenge yourself, you can't learn new things. You have to challenge. You have used several APIs all these 2 years of your post graduation, and even during graduation. Tell me any one example of API. Please excuse me for 1 minute. Students, um, if I give you one example, will you add up? Java API you have? No, no, no. Like our in you have this import Java dot SQL dot star. That is the Java API for handling databases. And you have a hash include conio.h for or math.h for handling mathematical operations. That is also an API in C, C++. And then you have Java APIs, so many, that library, that the packages that you get, that is nothing but an API. So cloud also, um, API is a set of defined functions or methods. Like you have several you use dot sqrt you use in C language or CPP language. In cloud computing, APIs play a very vital role because to access the cloud services, you have there are some well-defined APIs. You have to call them. You, in the sense, the program which you write. If you want to make use of certain service, you have to. But because our AWS has been so um, advancedly created that you don't have to write anything. Most of the things you can do using dialog boxes. That way, our job has been simplified. Uh, Nevertheless, internally, uh, those call cloud API. So cloud APIs, they use either REST or SOAP. Please remember, and please remember this. Cloud APIs can be classified as IaaS, IaaS infrastructure as a service, and PaaS platform as a service, and SaaS software as a service. And there are examples also given: IaaS for resource configuration, or and PaaS. This is known as PaaS SaaS. People pronounce them like this, as PaaS and SaaS. So as is for resource configuration, PaaS is to integrate database services, SaaS is for enterprise applications like ERP, CRM. Ubiquitous cloud. Ubiquitous. What is the meaning of ubiquitous? Means everywhere. It is English word that means everywhere. If you have if it is ubiquitous cloud, it means ubiquitous computing means making the computing facilities everywhere and all the time. That is ubiquitous computing. So cloud is actually a ubiquitous computing only. And there is another computing called as pervasive computing. So ubiquitous computing is also known as pervasive computing. Okay, confusion. There is a confusion between cloud and internet. That confusion is that Whether cloud is internet or whether internet is cloud. But please don't get confused. Through internet, you access cloud. Through internet, you access cloud. Okay, so we will continue tomorrow. So this is a summary. Please go through and review questions. And students, those who are attending the class today, um, have to compulsorily do this. Okay, today four students have attended. No, I am not a student. So, oh, I am also a student. I also learn, but so there are four participants. This way, I am keeping track of the attendance. Um, you can see it, I think, right? These three students, Shireen, Manisha, and Vigneshwari.
Ganeshwari,
Please,
ma'am.
Ganeshwari, sorry.
Yes, ma'am.
You
User
three
ID might be changed.
use because of user ID is changed. Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Okay. So students, please definitely you have to do review questions tomorrow. You should tell me. Okay. At least if even if other students join, I will ask you three only. Okay, students. See you tomorrow. Any doubts?
Ma'am,
Hmm.
cloud is like Google or any private company, ma'am. It's providing services.
Google is a cloud vendor, not a cloud. It is a cloud vendor. Okay.
If we want to get information about anything, we will Google it, no, ma'am. Anyone.
No, no, no. That's not cloud. I will tell you. I will tell you the difference. I'll tell you the difference. Okay. Bye, bye.